Hi, my name's Carrie. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be demonstrating a couple techniques for self-foot massage. It's great at the end of the day when your dogs are barking. They're really hard-working body parts, so let's give them some TLC. So I'm just seated here, cross-legged. I'm going to bring my right foot over my left knee. I start with my right foot always as a habit because I practice reflexology, and that's the technique that I was taught. And it also just helps aid in digestion by massaging your right foot first and then moving on to the left foot. So I'm going to start with some simple ringing of my foot here. We're going to focus on the top part of the foot. Leave the ankle out of it, just let it be supported on your leg here like this. With one hand on either side of your foot, you're just going to start wringing out the foot. Moving it in opposite directions, getting it moving. It can move like that, but it very rarely moves like that on its own. So let's do that a few times. It's kind of a nice warm-up for your foot. And then we're going to start to move up the spine of the foot. I'm going to support my right thumb with my left thumb as I'm moving up, just so that I make sure I'm not tiring out my hand as I'm doing this. The spine of your foot represents the spine of your body, so this is going to feel great. Pay attention to any spots that feel uncomfortable. Feel free to spend a little more time there, not a problem. And now for a very basic intro to reflexology, let's start moving up this zone of the foot. So from the great toe all the way down, following that line, squeezing that top of the foot. Now we're going to move to your second toe. Same thing, follow that line. Always supporting your thumbs so that you're not tiring them out or straining them. Moving to the other toe, and same thing, up and down. Repeat, repeat, repeat. You can switch and support the other thumb if you like, if it gets easier down by this side of the foot. All the way down to the heel, and you can always just go sort of make a U-turn right back up to the top of the big toe. Now we're going to just take your toes, separate them a little bit. It should always feel comfortable. Now we're going to move the toes back and forth. Again, as many times as you like, as many times as you have time for, even if that means twice, that's okay. Just make sure you're doing that to each toe. If that's a little uncomfortable to start, just grab that little toe, squeeze it gently, and wiggle it. Wiggle it. Wiggle it, wiggle it. Now we're going to get back up to that big toe. We're going to we're going to stabilize that joint. So holding here and just focusing on circles one way and the other way. If you feel any crunching or anything like that, that's okay. That's just the joint getting movement that it never really does, as long as it's not painful. If any of this is painful, please stop. And go back to something that feels good, because we still need to give our feet attention. I'm going to finish off by going back to the ringing it out, and I'm going to do a really loose-handed chop just to wake it up. Not so much on the spine of your foot, but just on the fleshy bits, especially right in the middle of that arch. It feels fabulous. And you can also compare, once we're done our foot massage, the difference in the color of our feet. You can see, and you can even feel a difference. My right one feels really light and fluffy right now. If sitting in that position is uncomfortable, feel free, if you've got a yoga block at home, just to support yourself like that, and then you can go ahead and cross the leg over again. And it's still really comfortable. Takes a little bit of the strain out of the hips, but you're still getting a great hip stretch. And then alternatively, if you'd prefer to lie on the floor or even lie in your bed, that's fine too. Just get comfortable with it. And if you need to put another block under your foot to support it, that's fine too. Or you can do this. I'm going to be stretching out my left hip this way, but I can still reach my foot comfortably and get to all those points and do all those techniques. Another really important tip for your feet when you're at home, if you've got hardwood or tile like most of us do, quite a few of us do, but even if you've got carpet, make sure you've got some comfy sandals that you can wear with some really good arch support, or some slippers with some kind of an arch support, or you can actually go out and purchase a proper orthopedic shoe. So just make sure that you're always treating your feet well so that they can treat you well as well. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day.